Dubious ones, welcome back to the channel for some more Marvel Rivals. Today we have a big one as we have the full list of all the buffs and nerfs coming in the Season 1 patch. All of the changes we are getting that we've been waiting on, it's finally here. So make sure you check the timestamps down below as I will outline all the new hero team-ups, the buffs, the nerfs, each character. Everything will be in the timestamps for you guys down below for easy access. As well as at the end of the video, we're going to go over as Assemble Rivals. The Heroes Hot List is now live on our official website, where you can check the pick and win rates of the characters. So we'll also go over that at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And make sure you comment down below what you're most excited about as far as any of these buffs or nerfs are concerned. Are you excited for Season 1? I want to hear from you guys, so let me know. But as you can see, during our next maintenance, we will implement balance adjustments for certain heroes to promote a broader roster and enhance gameplay diversity. Find all the details here, which is what we're going into right now. So, dubious ones, let's get ready as this is a big one and a long one. So again, timestamps will be down below for you guys to make it easy to find your favorite heroes, whether they've been buffed or they've been nerfed. Now, hello Rivals. As Season 0 draws to a close, our analysis of Battle Data has revealed significant shifts in team compositions within regular matches, showcasing a vibrant diversity of lineups. However, as the skill level escalates, compositions centered around double shields and ranged have displayed considerable prowess. Despite this, players have continuously honed and experimented with new compositions and strategies, further enriching the battlefield. For example, a potent combination featuring Psylocke and Star-Lord has brought unparalleled map control through high mobility and formidable mid-range damage, while pairings like Namor and Winter Soldier emphasize defensive counterattacks, fortifying the rear lines and seizing opportunities for combat advantage. Whether formations revolved around Hulk's might or Adam Warlock's team-up abilities, or a selection of heroes tailored for specific scenarios, it became clear that players are delving deeper into the world of Marvel Rivals. Hence, in the first half of Season 1, we are set to make balance adjustments to certain heroes, enabling a broader roster to partake in more intricate gameplay, ensuring a richer, more engaging, and diverse gaming experience for all. At the same time, regarding season bonuses and team-ups, we'd like to clarify that given the brief duration of Season 0 and everyone's recent acclamation to Marvel Rivals, we will not make extensive changes to or adjust team-up abilities in Season 1. Instead, we will make minor adjustments to existing team-up values. Fear not, for we are planning exciting redesigns and adjustments to team-up abilities in Season 2. Below, we will provide a detailed introduction to the balance adjustments in the first half of Season 1. Suit up, Rivals, and prepare to ignite the battle. All right, so we are getting into some very big adjustments, starting with the tanks, your Vanguards. First off, we've got your boy, Captain America. Steve will receive some enhanced survivability, which is good, allowing for more frequent entering and exiting of combat. Very good. So we're going to get reducing the delay time for shield restoration after releasing Living Legend from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. We're reducing the Liberty Rush cooldown from 12 seconds to 10 seconds. That's really nice. Increased base health from 650 to 675. Not a big change there. Reduce the energy cost for releasing Freedom Charge, the ultimate ability, from 3,400 to 3,100, and reduce the additional health provided per second to self after releasing it from 110 to 100. All right, so you're getting a reduced energy cost, but we're also losing the additional health provided per second from 110 to 100, so that's a little bit of a nerf there. Now we've got Doctor Strange. We'll be reducing the threat range and increasing the defense window of the Sorcerer Supreme. Add damage fall off to Maelstrom of Madness and Gamma Maelstrom, starting at 5 meters and reducing to 70% at 8 meters. Okay, so that is a big nerf there. Slightly decreasing the shield value recovery rate after releasing the shield of the Seraphim from 80 milliseconds to 70, or 80 per second to 70 per second. Okay. And so, yeah, so we straight nerf to Doctor Strange there, all around. Thor is getting the God of Thunder could use some slightly increased survivability and improve the success rate of his ultimate ability. Okay, couldn't agree more. So they increased the base health from 500 to 525. Not a big buff there, not a huge buff. Added immunity to control effects during God of Thunder's ultimate ability. Okay, so that sounds like he's getting a buff just during his ultimate. He'll be a little bit harder to take down. So that's helpful. Definitely helpful for him. And as someone who's played Thor a lot in competitive, I'm happy to see a little bit of a buff there. Now we've got Hulk. Dr. Banner has been dominant, but some decreased sustained combat capability upon entering the battlefield will bring him more in line with the other Vanguards. So, reduce the indestructible guard gamma shield value from Hero Hulk from 250 to 200. So only in Hero Hulk, but it's going down from 250 to 200. That's actually a pretty big nerf to that specific ability there. Now we've got Venom, everybody's favorite symbiote. With the increased survivability and threat to his ultimate ability, the symbiote menace will strike fear into the backlines of all enemy teams. Increase the symbiotic resilience bonus health ratio gained per lost health point from 1 to 1.2. They've also increased the base damage of Feast of the Abyss, the ultimate ability, from 40 to 50. Okay, so the ultimate's getting a slight buff there, and then you're also getting more bonus health. More in line, maybe not to where it was in the beta, as they did nerf it from the beta, but it's definitely going to be getting more health points for the overshield that he gets when you're using that. So that's a nice buff for Venom players there. Now we're on to the Duelist, your DPS. First off, we've got Black Panther. We're slightly decreasing T'Challa's combat survivability. Okay, so we reduce the additional health provided to self after refreshing Vibranium Mark with Spirit Rend from 40 to 30, and the upper limit of the additional health provided from 120 to 75. That is a big nerf to all you Black Panther mains out there. So I'm sorry to see it for you guys, but helpful to the rest of us. Black Widow. Natasha was very much in need of optimization when evaluating the release experience of her abilities, as well as a slightly increase to the threat of her ultimate ability. So we've got increase the range of the first effect of Edge Dancer from a 3 meter radius to a 5 meter radius, so almost doubling there. So that's good. Big improvement to that ability. Reduce the time required for Fleetfoot to recover from 0 stamina to full from 12 seconds to 4 seconds. Wow, that is a huge buff to that. Reduce the time required for Electroplasm Explosion, her ultimate ability, to reach maximum power from 1 second to 0.6 seconds. It's almost doubling the speed of that. So that's actually pretty cool. She's getting some nice buffs there. Definitely think she needed it, as Hawkeye definitely overshadowed Black Widow so much. Speaking of the devil, we've got Hawkeye next. We'll be decreasing the medium long-range damage capability, reducing the threatening combat radius, and slightly improving the close combat resistance for the avenging archer. And now we're slightly reducing the spread angle between every 2 blast arrows. Okay, so that's for the blast arrows that most people aren't using very much. They've now are reducing the triggering distance of the passive ability Archer's Focus from 60 meters to 40 meters. Okay, and reducing the maximum additional damage of the passive from 80 to 70. Wow, so that is a big nerf right there. So we'll have to see how that plays out in game. Next, we're looking at Hela, another focus of the higher tiers. Often being I would say probably the most character you see in Diamond and above lobbies getting banned. One of the most common bans is Hela. So the Goddess of Death has been a menace and will be slightly decreasing her combat strength. So they're just reducing her base health from 275 to 250. But that will make a difference for things like a one-shot from a Hawkeye and stuff like that. She might have already been able to be one-shot by that, but just it will make her a little bit more squishy. And I think that is a good nerf. So they're not nerfing her damage, though. So she is still going to be a long-range character. You're not going to see a huge nerf there. It really looks like it's just a health nerf. So pretty minor nerf to Hela, if you ask me. Just making her a little bit more squishy. So Magik here, or Magik, however you want to pronounce that, the Queen of Limbo needed an increase to her threat after unleashing her ultimate. I agree, as someone who enjoyed playing her a little bit there this season. An increase to the Umbral Incursion damage in Darkchild from 115 to 135. Wow, that's nice. That's actually really nice. That means the ultimate will finish off enemies a little bit faster, so I'm a fan of that. Now we're looking at Moon Knight. The Hand of Khonshu will receive a slight increase to the threat of his ultimate ability. Okay, so his ultimate was probably his weakest point in of his arsenal. So this is a nice buff for him. Increase the number of talons generated by the Hand of Khonshu from 10 to 14. Okay. Increase the explosion radius of each talon from 4 meters to 5 meters. Okay, so they are giving you a nice increase here. This, when teamed up with, say, like an ultimate ability like Doctor Strange or like Groot's ultimate, something that'll hold them in place like that, that's actually that's a big buff because that's already a pretty strong combination. So this will just help you finish off Vanguards even faster. Duelist already can't survive that. So this is it's a big buff. Now, Namor, we're optimizing the throwing feel of Namor's eggs. So we're adjusting the throwing feel of Monstro Spawn and Frozen Spawn. Now Namor can more accurately throw them to the desired location. All right, that's great, because I did have that problem where you kind of try and throw it up somewhere, and it would go up, and then it would kind of fall before it hit the wall for where you wanted it to go. So that is a nice buff. I really enjoy playing Namor, so that's actually a really nice buff for him. Small, but really helpful. Now we've got Psylocke. We'll be providing more options for other heroes to counter the Demon Slayer ultimate. Oh, that was the really big, strong part of Psylocke's kit. Her ultimate was unbelievable. So now Dance of the Butterfly ultimate ability will check for barriers, including Magneto's Metal Bulwark, Hulk's Indestructible Guard, etc. Okay, so it will check for barriers. I don't know what that means. Does that mean it won't go through them? So, like, if you just have a tank throw up a barrier, or like, say, new Invisible Woman throws up her barrier, you won't be able to go through them. I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out in game. But that could be a huge nerf, or it could be a nothing burger. We'll have to wait and see. Now we've got the Punisher. We're slightly increasing the damage capability of Frank's weapons. So Punisher's already really strong. I know they nerfed him from the beta because he was so strong in the beta. But they slightly reduced the spread of deliverance and adjudication. All right, so it's going to be even easier for Punisher players. So a nice little buff to the Punisher. Any buff to him is going to be felt strong, because I already think he's a fairly strong character there. So a little bit of a surprising one to me to see that they're buffing Punishers. I thought he was in a perfect spot, but all the better for Punisher players. Enjoy that if you're a Punisher main. Let me know in the comments down below. Scarlet Witch. My daughter will be happy with this if it's a buff, and she'll be very sad if it's a nerf. So let's see. We're increasing Wanda's combat strength when she's facing duelists or strategists. Okay, so it's a buff. Okay, so she'll be very happy. So what are we getting here? We're getting an increase. Chaos controls fixed damage from 50 to 60 per second. 50 damage per second to 60 damage per second. Interesting. Okay, so is that her basic attack? Because it doesn't say ultimate. So if that's her basic attack, she's getting a bonus to that. She's already so annoying to deal with. That's going to be really strong. Reduce the percentage damage per second from 5%. The percentage damage per second from 5 to 3%. Oh, so that's interesting. So it's like a buff and a nerf. And then we're increasing the burst projectile damage from 30 to 35. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. But we're increasing the burst projectile damage from 30 to 35. So an overall buff, it looks like. But the percentage damage per second from 5 to 3%. That's... We'll have to see how that plays out. That's another one we'll have to wait and see how that plays out once it's released into the wild. Now we've got Storm. Someone I'm very excited to see what kinds of buffs we're looking at for Storm here. So the Weather Witch needed an overall increase to her damage capability, for sure. We're also optimizing the feel of her left-click projectile and the release experience of her ultimate ability. Okay, so we're increasing Windblade projectile speed from 100 meters per second to 150. That's very nice. And the left click damage from 50 to 55. Okay, so a small buff to the left click. Increase the bolt rush damage from 70 to 80, so that's great. After releasing Omega Hurricane, the ultimate ability, the bonus health provided for herself will be increased from 350 to 450. Moreover, following its conclusion, the extra health will no longer vanish instantly, but will instead diminish at a rate of 100 per second. So it gives you a second to get out of there. That was one of my biggest issues with her ultimate, is that if I didn't finish everyone in the group that I was going after, I was instantly deleted after. So that is fantastic. I can't wait to try out Storm next season. That's going to be fun. Let me know if you've given Storm a try or what you think of her as she is now, and are you excited for these buffs? Squirrel Girl. We're increasing the threat of Doreen and her furry friends in their ultimate ability. Wow. So it's going to be even more of an annoyance. All right. Addition of a new effect to the unbeatable Squirrel Tsunami, the ultimate ability. The squirrels will rush towards the nearest enemy after bouncing instead of bouncing randomly. Oh, okay, so you're going to have to try and actively evade this a lot more. Reduce the Squirrel Tsunami health from 600 to 300. Oh, so you could shoot it out. I didn't know because it always seemed like you couldn't. So there is a health pool to it, and it's got cut in half. So it's like a buff and a nerf. It's now going to seek out people, but it's going to be much easier to shoot down. So, well, again, have to see how that plays out in the wild. Winter Soldier will be adjusting Bucky by decreasing his long-range combat strength and increasing his survivability in medium close-range combat. All right. So we've increased the bonus health provided by Bionic Hook and Tainted Voltage from 30 to 40. That's nice. Increase Rostron's projectile damage from 70 to 75. That's also nice. Reduce the area damage from 70 to 65 and reduce damage decay from 65% at 40 meters to 60%. Okay? And increase the base health from 250 to 275. So Bucky overall is getting a few buffs. That's nice. Good for him. The ultimate's still going to be annoying. Again! And now, finally, we've got Wolverine. Logan will receive an increase to basic combat strength. Fantastic. But a slight decrease to the additional survivability after activating Undying Animal. Okay. So he's getting an increase from his base health from 300 to 350. So that's nice. That's a nice big buff there. Reducing the damage reduction ratio provided by Undying Animal from 50% to 40%. Interesting but fair because that only lasts 5 seconds anyways, and I wasn't always super effective at using it. I'm sure this will probably be an overall nerf, I think, to really strong Wolverine players with that. But the extra health is definitely going to be nice, but it says his basic combat strength. It's not really telling you anything about his basic combat strength. Does that just mean health? Because to me, that means you're going to buff his damage. But it doesn't look like we're getting a damage buff in any way. So, we'll have to see how he plays out come Season 1 launch. So, not far away, I guess. I don't know if this is coming at launch or partway through the Season 1. They made it seem like it's coming, maybe not at launch, but some of these buffs and nerfs are going to be coming throughout the season. Anyways, we're on to our strategists. Our support characters, our healers, however you want to consider them. But first off, we got Cloak and Dagger. Ty and Tandy will receive an increase to their healing capability as well as an expansion to the coverage area of their ultimate ability. So reducing Dagger's storm cooldown from 15 seconds to 12 seconds and increasing the number of dashes in Internal Bond, the ultimate ability, from 3 to 4. So an overall buff, nice for Cloak and Dagger mains, those who enjoy running them. You're going to be even more supportive and deadly on the battlefield now. Jeff the Land Shark, everybody's favorite land shark, will be adjusting the range for his ultimate ability so it now better fits the warning marker. In addition, we'll also be increasing his healing capability. All right, because he did feel like he was weak in the healing aspect in comparison to the other support characters. But his ultimate made up for it. So adjusting its Jeff, the ultimate ability range from a 10-meter sphere to a 10-meter radius, 5-meter high cylindrical spell field. Okay, so they're dropping the height. So if you're Iron Man, you probably don't have to worry about getting grabbed as much. Or if you're any character that's in the air, you probably have less worries there as far as the height goes. And we are increasing the healing of Joyful Splash from 140 per second to 150 per second. So not a huge buff, but that's still nice to see since they are taking down part of his ultimate a little bit, which was very, very strong. Now, Luna Snow, I'm going to assume it's a nerf because she's a very, very strong support. While we've enjoyed her dropping the base, we've made adjustment to Luna's ultimate ability to prevent players from abusing its healing capabilities. Increase the interval for switching between healing and damage in Fate of Both Worlds from 0.1 seconds to 0.5 seconds. Okay, so if you're switching between back and forth, it is going to take a little bit longer now. I think that's fair and warranted because her ultimate is one of the strongest in the game. Can sometimes win rounds for you and win matches. Mantis, again, probably the strongest support in the game, will be making Mantis a bit less fleet-footed, reducing her roaming support capability. Okay? So, reduce Nature's Favor passive movement boost from 2.5 meters per second to 1.5 meters per second. That's unfortunate because that was one of my favorite things about her was the fact that her speed, just the fact that she was a little bit speedier than the rest. Rocket Raccoon. Rocket definitely needs a buff to some of his healing, so Rocket could use an enhancement to his healing capability. Perfect. Increasing the healing of repair mode from 60 per second to 70 per second. All right, that's a nice buff to Rocket. So those who enjoy pairing with like the Punisher or Winter Soldier, rejoice because you've just got a little bit better healing now. So that's great for Rocket. Rocket mains. All right, now we are into the team up abilities. So we've got some changes coming, it looks like, as we've got Hawkeye and Black Widow's team up. To further tone down Hawkeye's oppression, we'll be reducing his seasonal buff. Reduced Hawkeye's season bonus from 20% to 15%. But I don't even think he needs to team up with Black Widow for this. They're saying team up abilities. Because I always thought for these bonuses, you needed the team up abilities. But it was shown for ones that are just health bonuses. The health didn't change whether they're in the team up or not. So I'm confused as how it's just, just sounds like more of a seasonal bonus thing. And it also sounds like he's not losing his seasonal bonus. I guess they're leaving all the seasonal buffs as well that they had in Season 0, which is going to be very frustrating. I wanted to see new ones in Season 1. I didn't want to see the same ones again. So that's a little frustrating if that's the case. We'll have to read more and see. Hela, Thor, and Loki, much like Hawkeye, Hela's overwhelming power will be receiving a slight reduction. Reduce Hela's season bonus from 20% to 15%. So we're keeping the same seasonal bonuses we had in Season 0. I don't like that, chat. Let me know your thoughts down below, but I don't like that. Oh, some characters, I don't mind if you kept a couple of them and made some changes, but if we're keeping all the same ones, that's unfortunate. But this also makes it seem like you were supposed to need the team up for the bonuses, but they haven't mentioned that you don't for the seasonal bonuses to apply. Luna, Snow, and Namor will be increasing the threat of Namor's frozen spawn. No way. Increase the frozen spawn damage from 25 to 27. It's already so strong. No way. Increase the frozen spawn slowing effect applied to hit enemies from 25% to 30%. Increase the berserk state of frozen spawn damage to from 16 to 18. This is crazy to me. I already thought it was so strong. Anytime I had a Luna Snow on the team, I always wanted to jump on Namor because I felt the frozen spot like it was already so strong. That's crazy. I look forward to this buff just because I play Namor, but I think that's too strong. Personally, I didn't think it needed a buff. Anyways, Rocket Raccoon and the Punisher and the Winter Soldier. One of Rocket's best tools will be available more often. Reduce the cooldown of the armor intervention from ammo invention from 45 seconds to 40 seconds. So you'll have that up more often for your team up. So that's great for people who have been enjoying that team up this season. That's a nice change. Scarlet Witch and Magneto. A bit underwhelming. The damage capability of this father-daughter team up ability will be enhanced. So it was nerfed from the beta. Now we're getting it buffed again. Increased metallic fusion projectile damage from 55 to 60. Increased metallic fusion spell field damage from 30 to 35. So I don't think it's quite where it was in the beta because they thought it was too strong, but they are buffing it back up a little bit as it seems like they overtuned it for launch. Thor, Storm, Captain America will be enhancing the damage capability of Storm's side of this team-up ability. Fantastic. Reducing the cooldown of Charged Gale from 20 seconds to 15. That is a big reduction. That's nice. A nice 25% reduction. Fantastic. Increase the damage of Charged Gale from 50 to 55. Okay. So, a nice little bonus here for those of you who want to play Storm. For more information about us, check out their socials. So, very, very cool stuff. And as I mentioned, I will be leaving timestamps below, as I'm sure you can see if you're watching this right now. But I did say we would take a look at the hero hot list. So, let's take a look right now at that. So, we've got the hero hot list. Let's shrink it down a little bit so we can see it all in frame. Hero hot list. We've got PC. We've got console. We've got quick play. We've got competitive. So PC and console are going to be the same for quick play because quick play it's combined. But then we've got competitive that's going to be separate. So let's just take a quick look. Let's look at quick play first. So the pick rate of Jeff the Land Shark is the highest in the game. That's crazy. 21.18. Everybody loves the memes of throwing everybody off the edge. The win rate, under 50%. Venom with a 19.09. I'm surprised Venom's number 2 in Quickplay. 49% win rate. Cloak and Dagger, 18.81% pick rate, 50.2% win rate. Mantis, 15.75% win rate. I'm not surprised that it's a 56. I'm actually shocked it's not a little higher, but it's just, I guess, if you have a Mantis on both sides, one of them's going to lose. But Mantis, super, super strong. Penny Parker, a 15.65% pick rate and 55% win rate. Also not surprising me in casual, as people do not shoot down the spider nests. Luna Snow, 15.48 and a 50.31. Are we going through the entire... Oh, it goes through the whole roster. Okay, so I'll just kind of leave this here for you guys to see. We don't need to go through each one, but you can see Thor, 13 and 53. Doctor Strange, 12.5 and a 49. Rocket, 10.48, 50.96. Captain America, 10%, 52.24. Hulk at a 9.78 and a 51. Groot at a 9.69 and a 48.49. Magneto to 9.56 and a 50.33. Loki to 9.24 and a 53.41. Adam Warlock 9.06 and a 54.42. Yeah, he's really strong. Punisher at an 8.14 and a 46.46. Moon Knight an 8.05 and a 47.52. And Iron Man a 7.69 and a 49.06. I'd like to see what that stat is when he's paired up with a Hulk. Scarlet Witch, the win rate anyways. 7.44, 49.83. Star-Lord, 7.2 and a 48.68. Hawkeye, 6.99, 47.89. Psylocke, 6.81 and a 50.08. Winter Soldier, 6.78 and a 47.26. Spider-Man, 6.56 and a 48.47. Hela, I'm surprised the pick rate isn't higher, 6.36 and a 52.86. Iron Fist, 5.62, 51.36. Magik at a 4.62 and a 52.67. Squirrel Girl, 3.76 for 48.22. Black Panther, 3.39, 49.17. Wolverine, 3.23. That is so sad. 47.96. Black Widow, 2.93 and a 44.15. Namor, 2.76 and a 52.16. I think Namor is so strong. Storm, 1.66, 49.01. So the least picked character in the game is Storm. But when Wolverine's this low, you know he needs a buff, because just as far as Marvel characters, one of the most popular by far. Same thing with Spider-Man down here. Probably the most popular character in all of Marvel, and he's way down here. Whereas you can see Venom, much easier to use, another popular character. And then Jeff Landshark. Not, you know what I mean? For the memes. Again, console is exactly the same because they've combined them as quick play as crossplay. But then we've got competitive. Let's look at PC. Quick look at PC for you guys here. Not surprised that Mantis is the third highest pick rate. Doctor Strange either. Cloak and Dagger number 2. I'm a little surprised by. Luna Snow at number 1. That's crazy. Venom. That actually also surprised me that he's this high in competitive. Penny Parker. I guess this covers all of competitive, not just the higher end. Jeff at 13%. Hela, I'm surprised is this low. Thor doesn't surprise me. He's really strong. I love Thor. Groot, Magneto, Moon Knight at 9. Rocket, I'm surprised is even this high. Psylocke, I'm surprised is this low. Punisher, I'm also surprised is this low. Loki, also kind of surprised. Hawkeye, definitely surprised he's this low. Adam Warlock, this is actually surprising for me, these percentages. Hulk, not surprised. Captain America, definitely not surprised. Winter Soldier, not surprised either. Scarlet Witch, not surprised because at the higher ranks, I don't think she's used as much, but really used a lot at the lower ranks, I feel. Star-Lord, 6.24. Iron Man, I'm a little surprised. Spider-Man, not surprised. Challenging character to use. Namor, I am surprised because of how good he is or how good he feels to me. Magik, not surprised. Iron Fist, I'm surprised he's not higher because he feels like a pain in the butt to me, but I guess at the higher levels, it's probably easier to deal with. Black Panther, kind of surprised because also very strong in the higher ranks. Squirrel Girl, Wolverine, again, a higher ranked character, so not super surprised. Storm, look at that, just at the bottom of the barrel, same with Black Widow. So there you go, that is PC, and we'll quickly look at console. So not too much of a change. Cloak and Dagger still right. Penny Parker much higher on console, actually. Mantis, Doctor Strange. Crazy that Luna Snow drops this much from PC to console. Jeff, Venom down here a little bit. Thor is a little higher on console. That actually makes sense to me because I really like him with controller. over mouse and keyboard personally. Moon Knight, Magneto. So a little bit of a change up. Rocket, Loki, Scarlet, Hulk, Punisher, Adam Warlock. Hela, again, surprised she's this low. Iron Man, Winter Soldier, Star-Lord. Again, surprised Hawkeye's this low. Psylocke, Captain America, Spider-Man, Magik, Iron Fist, Namor a little bit higher on console. It looks like Squirrel Girl, Black Panther, Wolverine down here. And now, on console, Black Widow's even lower than Storm. That's crazy. Crazy stuff. Wow. All right, well, that's pretty interesting. If you want to see all this stuff, I'll leave a link in the description down below or on my Twitter. So follow me on X if you haven't already, at MrDubs86. And finally, maintenance is scheduled for January the 9th at 11 p.m. Through January 10th at 1:10 a.m. That is Pacific Standard Time. So 3 hours later if you're Eastern Time. During this time, the servers will be offline and players will not be able to access the game. Wow, okay. So from 11 till 10 after 1, we've got just a 2 hour and 10 minute window. You can't play at all. Interesting. They'll definitely have to put that in game for players because a lot of players aren't going to be reading this stuff. Server return times may vary based on progress. All right, so it might even go down for a little bit longer than this. Interesting. So I don't know if I want to schedule a stream for when this is all set to launch or not. Just because of the maintenance. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see. We probably still will. We'll probably still do a stream for it because season 1 launch. It's exciting stuff. Very, very exciting stuff. But Dubious Ones, if you stuck through to the end of the video, let me know in the comments down below. I want to hear you diehards out there that wanted to see all this good info. And also, please let me know what buffs you think are going to be the most impactful, what nerfs you think are going to be most impactful, and which ones you're most excited about. Anyways, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys found this video helpful. And until the next one, I will catch you all later. Till then, deuces.